everybody who's at this level thinks they can break the world record. When you go event by event, is there any event on the track, we'll just keep this to running events, where you think the top people on the event right now
don't think they can break the world record?
Don't think they can break the world record. Now, I'll just exclude some right off the top, right? Because obviously the 5 and 10 for men and women, those records have been broken recently.
So of course they can think they can break.
Right. Same thing with both 4-meter hurdles. It's not as if Sydney doesn't think she can PB.
PR.
Now, maybe if you asked, okay, Femke Bol, can you beat Sydney's world record? That's different. But McLaughlin's still in the event.
Yes.
Men's side of things, obviously they can do it. High hurdles, Grant's only off by 100th, and the women just got broken.
Let's go through it. Should we start short to long or long to short?
Well, why don't you just go through, you can go through short to long.
Okay, so do women.
Yeah.
Women's 100. Do we think the top women think they can break FloJo's record?
Yes.
They do.
And I wouldn't have said that a few years ago, but with the 10-5.
There are women right now who say they can break that.
Yeah.
200, yes.
Shrieky Jackson.
400.
I would have said no before those quotes came out from Sydney, and that's why they were so surprising when she said, let's give it a shot, let's give it a go. So
400, the top 400-meter runner, which is Sydney, thinks she can break the world record.
Yeah.
And that's justifiable. 800, 153. I think Athingbo thinks she can run that.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, she's run 155. That's one of those ones that would seem too far out there. But with Mo running 155 at such a young age, Hodgkinson, she probably thinks she can do it too. Mary Mora, big talent there.
Yeah.
I think they think they can get that down to 153.
1500, certainly. She was point whatever off.
Yeah. Kipyegon gave it a run. Yeah.
We'll go up to 5K, which is an outdoor track. 5K, yeah, good day.
Of
she
course.
She ran 1406. 10K, good day, yes.
Mm-hmm.
They can break it. And then marathon.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. People think that might get broken by Gaudet this winter, and then both hurdles.
Both hurdles, yes.
Yeah.
And then steeple, yeah.
That one is a little out there because that is an outlier time, the 8:44, but it's not crazy. I mean, we've seen people take big swings in the steeple, so
yeah.
I don't think anybody thinks
so.
No
every
one's
top woman in every running event thinks they can break the world record.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about men?
Let's go to the men. So obviously we got our answer for the 100.
Because Fred Curley thinks he can.
200. Lyle's saying it.
Thinks
of course.
he can.
400. 4303. I think Norman thinks he can do it.
Yeah.
You run 43:45 early season. Someone in the chat mentioned that Curley actually has a better shot in the 4 than
breaking the 400 world
than
record.
the 1. And if he thinks he can break the 4, I mean, he mentions Van Niekerk in this
what
quote.
What if Fred Curley breaks the 100, 200, and 400 world
Then
records
it's over.
in 2023?
And it's over. We stop the podcast at that point.
We just can't. We end it.
There's just no reason to do a pod. No, I mean, it would be a great day for you.
That would be amazing.
Great day for Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Yeah.
He's his neighbor, right? He's
Yeah.
Fred Curley's neighbor.
Lives in Taylor, Texas.
Do we have that photo?
Oh,
Should put that up.
We'll show that.
We'll show that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 400. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people think 400.
Norman thinks he can.
Yeah. One, I think Curley thinks he could do it.
800.
Now we come to the only one. This is the only one where I don't think if you gave
Truth serum
to the top runners,
to Courier, to
give to Brazier even,
Brazier,
because obviously he has one of the
A-Rod,
faster PB. Yeah.
to the Algerians.
Yeah. Mula, Sajadi, that whole crew. 140.91 Rudisha's mark. Now, when Brazier was running fast a couple years ago, this got brought up. Everyone's like, well, what's the next thing? You're going to go after Rudisha's record? And Brazier was he's a very smart guy. He was more like, I'm knocking this thing out next season for sure. I think he understands how fast it is. You also have the situation where the guys with the fastest times right now ran those times a bit ago, right? So Brazier, it's going to be a challenge for Brazier just to get back to where he was, let alone to go to Rudisha level. Same thing with Career. This event is not running fast right now. Slower times are winning it. I don't see a situation where if you gave them truth serum, they'd say, yeah, we can knock off that mark. Because let's give credit to the mark too, right? This is an incredibly difficult performance from a transcendent athlete, a Bolt-like athlete in David Rudisha.
Okay, but so we give truth serum to Bryce Hoppel, Murphy, Brazier. Give it to
everybody. Give it to the top 50 guys.
Okay, but what if you give truth serum to like someone like Brandon Miller?
I still don't think.
Or someone like Won the what's that high school kid who's going to Ole Miss?
Cade Flat?
Cade Flat.
Well, okay, now you're just getting into like a dream sequence. Like if we give it to this eighth grader
No, not eighth grade.
in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, do they believe they can do it?
No,
I think
but giving it to like a guy who's was close to breaking a high school national record, he's probably thinking like, I'm so young, I'm running so quick.
Sure, but
if things go well, 7 years from now, I might be breaking a world record.
Okay, maybe, but I'm talking about people right now who are at the Diamond League level, like able to compete at the Diamond League level right now, who have run enough to have a time that's like somewhat in the range and also enough experience to know just how good that is. I just think this one stands out because 1500, I think Jakob thinks he can beat Garouge's mark, and then hurdle marks have already been broken or almost broken. Marathon, Kipchoge, obviously. Now, if you took Kipchoge out and didn't allow him to bet on his own marathon record, I think that would be the other one where people would be like, I don't know, because he's so good. And then 5 and 10 with Cheptegei. So I think the men's 800 is unique. I think men's 800 is the
I think
only
Brandon
event.
Miller thinks he can break the world record.
Let's call him up. Guy's number?
I think he's probably looking at his age and it's like, all right.
What's he run? What's
his PR?
Yeah. What's Brandon Miller's PR?
I'll look it up. World Athletics, Brandon Miller. And his age. You gotta keeping track of his age. So he's 19 years old.
Yeah.
And he's run 144.9.
So he's 4 seconds back of Rudisha's mark.
Yeah, but how old was Rudisha when he broke the world record?
I don't know, but I don't think this is going to go in the direction that you think it's going to go.
Rudisha, 800 meters. How old was he? So he was 33 now. He's 33 now. When it happened, 2012, 10 years ago. So he was 23.
Okay.
So Brandon Miller is 19. 4 years later.
You just got a
second per year. I think he can drop a second per year.
This is how you got into the Emmanuel career, breaking the world, running 139 prediction business. How's that going?
Well, it actually turned out pretty well because now he's the back-to-back global champion.
I know, but that's not what you said.
I know, it's not what I said, but like it's kind of what I meant.
You're really good at getting like
tangential predictions.
like ricochet wins off a thing.
Yeah.
Like I didn't actually predict this, but this person ended up doing other things that are good, and then you say, "Well, Gordon, that's not what you actually said. What you actually said was he was going to break."
I think Brandon Miller thinks he can break the world record.
I think
he's dating someone who thinks they can break the world record.
But I think he would say it in a anything is possible type of way, which is not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is like, do they have a sincere belief that they can do it? And I do think, to your point about Curly, you have to qualify to be in the conversation. I don't know if he's qualified in yet with 144.
I think Brandon Miller is going to break the world record in 2027.
So you don't think there's a single?
I'm gonna watch his progression. He's gonna run like 143 next year, and you're gonna be like, oh, okay, he's looking good. 20-year-old running 143, and then Olympic year, he gets his first 142, and he's like he's getting top 3 at the Olympics.
Still a long way to go.
And then you're like, damn, this guy's 21 years old, running 142, medaling at the Olympics. That 2027 prediction from Gordon is not looking too.
I don't want to be the cold water guy, but I just don't. It's just such a huge leap. Because think about what it would take, right? He'd have to become the best in the world.
Yeah.
Right? Which that's a huge
Donovan Brazier did it.
Jump. Right. And then Donovan Brazier wasn't particularly close to the world record, though. And that's the other thing. Some of these events, the way they're positioned now, if you get to be the best in the world, if you just beat your contemporaries, you're in the mix for world record. You could be the best in the world and be 2 seconds off what David Rudisha was running.
Yeah.
Then you have to have the opportunity to do it. Like his run from 2010 on was just remarkable. Again, it was Bolt-like. It was sensational, and he didn't have like that final chapter. So maybe we forgot just like how dominant he was.
Okay.
140.91, man.